movie name. Fresh. The film begins with a young girl named Noah, who has no family in this world, not even parents or siblings. Noah, her only friend who looks after her, begins looking for a boy on a dating website in order to marry. She meets a boy after talking to him. Later, they meet in a hotel and talk over dinner to get to know each other. Because that boy was odd, Noah disliked him and his behavior. Noah notices that the boy lacks manners and eats poorly, and that he is unconcerned about cleanliness. After eating, she tells him, "I don't like you because you're not like me, and I can't marry you." The boy feels bad after hearing this and he leaves while saying ill to Noah. She feels like someone is chasing her when she was moving towards her car, but it was her illusion because there was an ordinary man. Noah meets her friend and tells that boy was strange and I don't like him. Noah was working in her home, but she was still attentive toward the site where she can find a boy to marry. A man sends a weird picture to Noah and she places her phone aside, being scared. She goes to a store to do some grocery. But everyone looks at her strangely, but she starts buying things while ignoring them. During this, she meets a boy named Steve. She likes that boy and his nature, so she talks to him and become friends. They also exchange their numbers. Noah again meets her friend and tells her about Steve. She claims that she will no longer look for a boy on that website, but will look for a man here. Noah was returning home and receives Steve's message, who calls her to meet in the evening. As the evening appears, Noah moves to meet him in a bar, and the bar owner was also Noah's friend. They talk, and now is having a good time with him. Steve tells her that he has none in this world like her. He tells I am a famous doctor, even there are my details on Google as well, and claims that I am a surgeon and performs good surgery. Later, they finish many wine glasses one by one. They like each other's nature, so they move to Steve's house to spend time. The next morning, Noah awakes and takes Steve's picture as she likes him. Then she calls her friend while taking shower. She tells her while sending Steve's picture that she likes him. "We were together yesterday night and he is so nice. We spent good time." Hearing this, Noah's friend says, "Okay, if you like him, so send me his social media account like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter or any site. So I'll find out what kind of person he is." But Noah says Steve isn't active on any social media and don't have any site. Noah's friend feels strange. How's that possible? Well, now they were spending more time and Steve says, "I have planned a trip for you. Will you go with me? There, I kept a thing for you that will make you astonished, but I can't tell you about it right now." Noah agrees to go on trip with him and also tells her friend about this trip, and her friend says, "Okay, take much care of yourself. Stay in touch and keep on telling me that you are fine." And where are you going? They move in their car for trip, and Noah's mobile lost its network as they were moving out of city and she couldn't tell her friend where she is. The night appears while traveling and they reach a house that belongs to Steve. Moving inside, Noah notices weird pictures on the wall, but she moves to Steve while ignoring this. They start drinking, but suddenly, Noah gets faint and falls down. Here the real face of Steve revealed. Noah awakes, but she couldn't understand why she got faint. And what's going on here, because Steve has chained her. Noah becomes frightened and says to Steve while weeping, "What do you want? Why you tied me? Release me." But Steve doesn't free her and she gets scared. She feels that Steve will do bad with her, but he doesn't do anything with her, but he brought her here for something else. Later, he tells her why he has brought her here. He says, "I will sell your body parts while separating them and will keep you here until I sell your all body parts." There are still insane people in this world who likes to eat girls' flesh, and Steve performs this job to convey flesh to them. Noah loses her control after hearing this. Noah didn't message her friend, so her friend cares for her and she texts Noah, but Steve was replying as Noah. He sends her a picture from net while telling her about wrong place, that we have come here. Noah starts shouting loudly. She discovers a girl in the room nearby her room, and Steve brought her here like her to sell her flesh. Steve also eats the flesh of the girls. The girl tells Noah that Steve brought the girls here who have none in this world and don't belong to this city, so none will come to find them. There was a girl in the room near them, but she has become insane and keeps on singing. Noah's friend becomes concerned about her as she feels there is something wrong, and she Google about Steve. There was no Dr. Sargon named Steve on Google, and her friend suspects that someone else is talking on Noah's phone. She finds that picture on internet and discovers this is a picture of a place taken from net, so she becomes more concerned. She understands that Noah is stuck in a trouble. Steve was locking the girls' body parts while separating them, as well as their pictures and other things, so the people who will eat their flesh will enjoy it. Later, the boxes were conveyed to everyone. Noah says to Steve she has to take shower, so he takes her upstairs. Noah was finding the way to escape, and even she tries to escape while getting a chance, but Steve captures her. He hits her on the ground. Due to it, she gets faint. Noah awakes and feels like something is taken out from her body. She wasn't in her senses as Steve has made her faint through an injection, and he was doing Noah's surgery. He separates her lower part as a punishment because she tried to escape. Noah's friend moves to the bar where Noah met Steve and takes the details of Steve's card from the bar owner. So she will discover Steve's real name that was something else. She does not find Steve on social media, but she does learn about his wife and his home address. Noah was in pain because of surgery. Meanwhile, Steve arrives and picks up a girl for cutting her flesh. Noah starts reading a magazine placed there on which it was written, "If you are reading this magazine means Steve likes you and you can escape from here while getting a chance from it." It was written by a girl who was imprisoned here before Noah. After a while, Noah calls the girl in the nearby room and says Steve should be given a bad death, as well as the people who enjoy eating our flesh. Noah's friend also reaches the house where Steve's wife lives. Noah's friend tells the bar owner that where is she at this time? So come to this address to find me if I will not return. Noah's friend asks about Steve from his wife and tells her that her husband has taken her friend and they are missing. His wife says, "My husband can't do this kind of act, you are misunderstood." Noah asks Steve how human flesh tastes and how it feels after eating it. Steve finds it strange that she is questioning him, but he claims that the taste of human flesh is as delicious as nothing else. Noah's friend was talking to Steve's wife. Meanwhile, Steve arrives and pretends in front of her friend like he don't know her. Her friend secretly dials her number, and when the phone rings and Steve answers, it means Steve has been apprehended. Meanwhile, his wife makes Noah's friend faint while attacking her from behind. Steve comes to Noah and asks why she asked about the taste of human flesh. "I just wanted to know if it's that tasty that people want to eat it," she says. Steve ignores her and leaves while placing her clothes. Now we discover Steve's wife is also physically disabled and Steve brought her from somewhere and then married her. Now she was supporting Steve so he will not end her. Steve again places a girl's meat in the fridge and there was the meat of many other girls, even he eats that meat. He was cutting a girl with an axe in the yard of the house. A devil's sign is shown nearby him and you should remember it. Steve was eating with Noah at night because her lower half was separated and she was in pain while sitting. "Steve," she inquires, "since when is he doing all of this? Eating girl's flesh on it." He says, "I tasted a girl's meat when I was 19 for the first time and I enjoyed it. Obviously I can't tell this to anyone." Then I found people who were fond of eating girl's meat like me and I discovered such people exist in this world. They are not ordinary people, but they are rich and they give the amount I demanded for this meat. Steve makes Noah eat a dish made with human flesh and she somehow eats it. She says it has the same taste as you told me. Amazing. She was saying this to gain Steve's trust. With it, those people are shown who enjoyed eating girls' meat and they are found in our world. They are strange and the staring point is there is the same devil sign on their plate. Steve drops Noah in the room and takes her friend to cut her meat and Noah wasn't aware of this. Noah starts vomiting while coming to the room and she was feeling strange because she has eaten girl's meat. Steve does a surgery of Noah's friend and separates her meat. Then he again brings clothes for Noah and says we will have dinner together tonight. Noah also wants this because she was doing this to escape. She dresses up and walks over to Steve with a fake smile, and today Steve forces her to eat the meat of the insane girl who used to sing all the time. Then he shows her a wooden wall and there were the things of the dead girls in its boxes. As clients request those items in addition to the meat, they can get a sense of the person whose meat they are eating. Noah asks, "Where are my things?" He says, "I haven't placed your things because I didn't think of ending you yet." Noah sees the phone of her friend and she understands that her friend is also imprisoned here. She becomes depressed and starts weeping deep inside, but then she controls herself and they have food. They dance after having food, and during this, Noah cuts Steve's leg badly. Steve was feeling pain because she has separated a piece of his meat and there was blood on his face. Then she gets the keys, getting a chance, and releases her friend and the other girl. The girl has 1 foot, so they were sending her upstairs through lift, but there was Steve who stops her to go upstairs. Noah and her friend arrive and make Steve injured while beating him. Steve awakes and beats Noah, but the girl saves her. After it, the girls teach Steve a good lesson. They cut his body and eat him brutally. The bar owner has also arrived outside while finding Noah's friend. Now the girls were running while coming out of the house to escape, but Steve arrives with a gun. He was finding the girls, but until then the girls were hidden. Steve's wife moves inside the house and finds blood there due to it. She understands the girls escaped. Steve was finding Noah, but her friend attacks him from behind. The girls again attack Steve and beats him. In the end, Noah ends his game while shooting him with his own gun, and now they were saved. Noah's mobile was missing, so she moves to find it. Steve's wife sees his dead body and asks her worker to keep him in the fridge. Then she faces Noah and she acts in front of her like she is also escaping from Steve, and she starts sending Noah while pressing her neck because she wants to take her husband's revenge. Noah somehow tries to escape while stabbing nail into her neck, but she again holds her, and this time she was about to end her. However, her friend honors her friendship by saving her while attacking Steve's wife. She beats Steve's wife that she ends her. After it, Noah's mobile is shown and there was a boy's text to meet. Later, rich people who eat girls' meat are seen sitting around a table, with a lot of meat and blood on their table. The sign of the devil is also seen. Actually, those people consider devil their god and worship it. That's why the devil sign is shown everywhere, and they have turned into animals in humans get-up while following it. They ruin the life of innocent girls, and the devil chooses a person for all those devilish tasks. That person who enjoys meat and spreads it throughout the world, as Steve was an example. Bad outcome of a bad task that Steve eventually received. This is where the movie